So much for shorter contracts and less money. We were just talking about this on Monday's show. Ian, tell us how the Padres and Fernando Tatis Jr. blew that right out of the water.
Yeah, the Padres signed their superstar shortstop, Fernando Tatis Jr., to a 14-year deal worth $340 million. Wow. This is the third largest contract in baseball history after Mike Trout and Mookie Betts. Now, one thing that's definitely worth noting, both Trout and Betts signed their mega contracts when they were 27 years old. Fernando Tatis is only 22 years old, coming off an outstanding season, only 59 games because of the COVID-shortened season, but 277, 17 home runs, 45 RBI, 11 stolen bases. His defense at shortstop got even better. So it's, even though $340 million, obviously huge amount of money, and it's right up there. We mentioned Trout, Betts. It's more than Bryce Harper got from the Philadelphia Phillies, Giancarlo Stanton, Garrett Cole, etc. The Padres are going to have they're going to have their left side of the infield, both $300 million men now, with Fernando Tatis at shortstop, Manny Machado at third. But for the Padres, this really does, I think, over the course of those 14 years, believe it or not, is going to save them money because they have a controlled cost, a fixed cost. Tatis wasn't even eligible for arbitration for another 2 seasons. So rather than how much they were going to have to pay him going to arbitration, and he would probably earn anywhere between $25 to $30 million in arbitration with a $24 million average annual salary, the argument could be made that the Padres are actually going to save money in those arbitration years. So they have him under control for 5 years and then 9 more years out of what would have been his free agency. And who knows what that contract would have been. Would he be worth $30 million, $35 million? They're going to have Fernando Tatis Jr., one of the best players in baseball, in his prime. This isn't signing a free agent, when he's 28, 29, maybe even past 30. He's only 22 years old. This is an outstanding deal for the Padres. You wonder if he is going to play all 14 years. Deals like this don't tend to last with one team. But Tatis, he's a superstar. He's willing to be the face of baseball. He's the cover boy for MLB, the game, video game, which is something that we talked about with Mike Trout in the past. Even though he's a star player, Major League Baseball may be a little bit frustrated that he's not willing to promote himself and to promote the sport. I don't think that's going to be a problem for Fernando Tatis Jr.
And this really, I think the Dodgers obviously are the team to beat, but the Padres have been coming on here the last couple of years, and it seems like they've got their ducks in a row now, especially with this Tatis signing. And boy, that could be a great rivalry between the Dodgers and Padres. There have not been too many times over the Padres' 50-year history that they've really, the few times they've been good, maybe the Dodgers quite haven't been good. I think '96, was the one time that they had a pretty good race. But now, with the Giants kind of rebuilding a little bit, this could be a great rivalry. The two cities are about an hour from each other. They hate each other and stuff. They really don't like each other and stuff. And these franchises don't like each other. And this could be really a fun rivalry.
Yeah, and the Padres have kind of been the backseat to the Dodgers-Giants, that rivalry that's been going on for years. And the fact that the Padres, as you mentioned, you have to go back to 1996 when they had a really great season. This could be it. I mean, they are taking it seriously down there finally in San Diego.